A very good morning to all of you students. So yes students, we had already studied in our previous lecture about the morphology of root, okay, and the different modification which has been shown by roots in different plants. Now from today onwards we will study the morphology of stem as well as the morphology of leaf. Okay, so as you know, for studying any morphology we have to know what is the main function of that structure. So as you know, what is the function of stem is the main supportive organ of a plant. Okay, and also the branches arises from the stem. So if we talk about the function of stem, there are some food storage, penetration, vegetative propagation, photosynthesis, protection, support are the secondary function. But if we talk about the primary function of a stem is to support a plant and also to arise several branches through it. Okay. Now the things which we have to study is bud. You know, the buds are arises through the branches and branches are arises through the stem. Okay, here you can see the different types of bud, as the buds are also the modification of what? Stem. Here you can see in first diagram the cabbage showing a leaf bud. Okay, now in B the accessory buds. In C you can see bud scales of ficus. Okay, in D winter bud, in E adventitious bud, and various birds. So the all the birds which is found, as you know that you will understand that ma'am, it's not stem, it's a leaf, but beta it is a modification and it's the things which is found throughout the stem, and also the stem is responsible for it. Now when you see the branching of stem, see the branching of stem, when you see the branching of stem, here are the different types of branching which is shown on your figure. The first type is the scorpioid type and C and D are the helicoid type. In scorpioid type you are able to see that each and every part of the stem which is arises from the part of the branch which is arises from the stem is having a sympodial axis. Sympodial axis means at one side the branches is arising and one side the leaf is found, but the position is alternated. But when you see the C and D part, each and every axis is having a leaves at its terminal. So all the things is found at the stem part. Now in this diagram you can see students that the stem A is having two bifurcation, and in that bifurcation there are two again bifurcation. Means in each step the stem is divided into Y shape. Okay, so it is a type of a dicaseal, that is biparous branching. Okay, as you know that branching is important because branching is the main thing which arises from the stem. In the B part you can see the polystichial, that is multiparous branching. Here you can see one stem is there and through one stem there are different branches is attached, as you see with this diagram. Students, see, one is the main stem and through that the two number branches is arises. Okay, now reduced stems of lemon. Here you can see in this diagram. With this diagram you can see the different types of stem. For example, the discoid stem, unbranched root and root pocket. Discoid stem is that green color structure which is showing that the stem is discoid in structure. Okay, the tapering point which is present at the below is the root pocket, and the unbranched root is the middle part. Okay, after that in the next diagram you can see the different type of branching which is done, and the branching is being covered upon a object. See, as you can see in diagram A, the support, the twinning of the stem is in a round and round structure, and in each twist a leaf is you are able to see, only a single leaf. But when you see the diagram B, in each twist you are seeing that through a stem, a small structure of branch is open and three leaflets are attached. Three leaves are attached. Then you can see in figure 5.24 root climbers of Piper bellet. Now in this you can see that there are adventitious root is found where the branches has been found in the stem. See, these stems are very soft in structure, very soft in nature. That's why they are able to climb or take the support of a tough object. Now, as you can see in this diagram, students, is given on the below page, on the page below, 5.25, that is Fowler stalk. Okay, here you can see that there are some leaves which is present and the flower is having a hook like structure. Which like structure? Hook like structure. I am just making it very clear. See, the flower is having a hook like structure, that is a floral stalk. Floral stalk is the stalk from where the floral axis originated. Now here you can see leaflet hooks are there in the base part, means the leaflet means from where the leaf is originated, the terminal point of that is having a leaflet, and leaflet is looking like a hook. Okay, that is also a modification of stem. Here you can see in stem the leaf is modified into spiny spicules. Okay, so these are the modification of branches or stem. Now here you can see the diagram where you are able to see that how a stem is now bifurcated. For example, in A you are seeing that from one stem two leaves are originated and different position. Okay, like they are having same position but in different direction, not in position. In B section you can see, in B diagram you can see there is one stem and then one stem is bifurcated into two, and from each of the side two leaves are being formed. But when you see the diagram C, there is a one middle axis of a stem and the stems and the branches is being formed from there and they are originated from there, and very small leaf like structure is found. Okay, now this is the diffuse stems of Borrevia. Okay, now you can see the modification of stem, and which stem? We will see the underground stem, means the stem which is found under the soil. Okay, so if we are talking about the underground stem, the very first thing which will came into our mind is the potato and the ginger, because you also know that potato and ginger are the modified part of stem, underground stem. We dig the soil and then we found the ginger and potato. That doesn't mean that ginger and potato are the modification of root. They are the modification of underground stem, means the stem which is found underground the soil. Here with the help of this diagram, here you can see this is the rhizome of ginger. Okay, rhizome of ginger is the adventitious root which is originated from the stem. Okay, and this stem, so basically ginger is what? Ginger is the modified part of a stem. Okay, underground stem. Here in potato also you can see the stem tuber of potato. The potato is having a tuber like structure, or that is a you can see this eyes are also there. Eyes are nothing, eyes are just baby plants which you are able to see on the potato. And potato and ginger both belongs to the modification of stem. Okay, now here you can see in the diagram that the onion is given. In this diagram you can, now with the help of this diagram students, you can see that the other modification of stems are also given. For example, see in the diagram you can see the truncated bulb of onion. Bulb means a structure which is looking like a bulb, and the bulb is the example of modification of stem. So here you can see the stem, the modification of stem you can also see in a bulb form. In ginger you are seeing in the rhizome form, in potato you are seeing in the tuber form, in onion you are seeing in the bulb form. Okay, so yes, onion is also a modified stem, underground stem. and because you can see the adventitious root in the diagram means it is a modified stem. Also there are some bulb of garlic. You can see garlic is also a modified stem. Okay, now you can see there are different other fruits also given in your book. You can see on page number one second, on page number 5.18. okay, and the diagram 5.31. see there are different types of fruits which is given. For example, fruit of freesia, fruit of colocasia, fruit of crocus. Okay, these are also a fruit which is having a modified stem. Now the modified stem is having food inside it, so it is edible. Okay, now here in the other page you can see there are different types of stem which show the example of runner. Runner means when the stem go on soil, it will form root from it. Okay, and when it form root from it, now it will be grow into a individual plant. For example, here you can see a stem is growing. Okay, and it is forming, when it is coming in contact of soil, it is forming root, and from where it is forming root, it is forming a new plant. So this type of stem will be known as runner. Okay, means while running it is forming a new plant while coming in contact with soil. Okay, now you can see the other diagram which is also given, like for example, stolon of strawberry. Now what is stolon of strawberry? See, one stem is just going and forming a new plant from it. So such type of stem is known as stolon stem. Okay, as you can see in the stolon of strawberry. Again you can see the sucker of chrysanthemum. In sucker you can see that stem is having root in it. For example, you can cut the part of the stem and you can grow the stem into a new individual plant, because the plant is having root, the stem is having root, that is known as sucker. Okay, after that you can see sucker of mint. Here also you can see in sucker of mint the stem is having root, and the area where it is having root is now grown into a new different plant. Now what is the difference between sucker and runner? Runner is all along going into a new different plant, and in sucker it is having no any fixed point from wherever it will grow into a different plant. Okay, now you can see offset of pistia, that we had also studied in the modification of root. Then the other water hyacinth, in that also you can see the hyacinth, in that also you can see what, the stem which is having a root. Okay, so basically this are the example of stolon, the runner, and the, you can say, the sucker. Okay, now you can see the aerial stem. How you will see the aerial stem? See, here you can see axillary stem tendril. In between the stem there is a modification of tendril is found, as you can see in grapes. Okay, some plants of Cucurbitaceae family. Okay, the stem is modified into tendrils, okay, for the support. So yes, there are some modification of stem which is in a tendril form. Okay, after that you can see the different modifications also. For example, here you can see the stem is modified into thorns and spicules, spines, etc. Okay, now the stem is also modified into bulbils. As you can see, there is a small bulb like structure that is found by the modification of stem at the lower side of the leaf. Okay, you can see in the diagram. So the example of bulbil forming by the stem is the example of agave plant. Okay, Agave. Okay, now the last modification you will see in stem is the phylloclades of Opuntia. In phylloclade you can see there is a phylloclade. Phylloclade are the modified stem. And cladode of asparagus. Here you can see the cladode, the modification of stem is done in the leaflets form. Okay. Now the cladodes of Ruscus. Here also you can see there are cladodes like structure is found beside the leaves. Okay. So there are the different modification of stem which we had seen in the previous diagrams. Okay. Now what we are going to study is the morphology of leaf. Now what is the leaf definition? When I will ask to you what is leaf, so leaf are the green, the most green part having most number of chlorophyll inside the plant. If we talk about the site of photosynthesis in plant, the leaves are the site of photosynthesis. Okay, means inside the leaf the photosynthesis process occur. So yes, I guess you can tell that what is the function of leaf. Okay, very easily as you are studying through very long time. Okay, so if we talk about the primary function of leaf, there are photosynthesis, exchange of gases, transpiration, conduction of water and food. These are the primary function of leaf. Okay, now secondary function: storage of food, support, protection, pollination, floral leaves, nitrogenous nutrition, storage of water, vegetative propagation, floating. These are the secondary function of leaves. So basically we will consider the primary function more, because these are those function which is only performed by the leaves. Okay, parts of leaf. When we talk about the leaf, leaves have leaf base, as you can see in the diagram. See, as you can see in the diagram. And one more thing which is very important in leaves is the venation. Now what is venation, students? Venation is the arrangement of veins. You had seen the lines on leaf. Now what is these lines called? These lines are called veins. So the arrangement of veins on leaves are known as venation. Okay, as you can see, the leaves which is present in the upper diagram is having a parallel venation, means all the lines, all the veins are parallelly attached. This type of venation is known as parallel venation. But here in the below diagram you can see the veins are in a net-like structure. Such type of venation is known as reticulate venation. Okay, so parallel venation and reticulate venation. The figure 5.43 is showing different type of parallel venation, and in figure 5.44 you are able to see different type of reticulate venation. And also in upper diagram there are some reticulate venation you are able to see. Okay, now see type of parallel venation. Here in the diagram you are able to see the types of parallel venation. See, all the veins are parallelly attached to each other. Okay, now what we have to see, different type of stipules. What is stipules, beta? Stipules are the lateral appendages. Okay, like you can see in this diagram there are the follicle stipules. Here you can see free lateral stipules. It is found at the base of the leaf. Here endate stipules. It is found like a bifurcating two stipules. Okay, then you can see interpetiolar stipules, means beside, in between the petiole this stipule is found. Then tendril stipules. Here the stipules are modified into tendrils. Okay, now sapinous stipule. Now here the stipules are forming the spine-like structure. Okay, so basically stipules are the modified part of leaf. Okay, now you can see that in the diagram you are able to see that how the leaves are arranged with each other. See, in the very first diagram the leaves are arranged alternately to each other in the opposite side, means one leaf is here, then at the upper side one leaf is an opposite direction. Now in B you can see all the leaves are in a opposite to each other at the same place. Okay. Now in the third one you can see that both are all the leaves are in a opposite side but in a fixed way, in a same line. Okay. And in last you can see that at the same position leaves are arranged in a different direction. Okay. So this type of, the first type is known as alternate, the B type is known as opposite desiccate, the opposite superposed, and then the whorled. Okay. After that you can see that the leaves are found in a different modification. The A1 is the simple type, A and B is a simple type of leaf, C to G is a pinnately compound leaf. Here you can see there is a one base. Okay. And through one base all the leaves are arranged. So now the leaves will be known as leaflets. When through one base only one leaf is attached, that will be the simple leaf, and when through one base different leaves are attached, then that is known as the compound leaf. Here you can see the example of compound leaf through C, D, E, F and G. The G1 is the most compound because through one base there are several amount of leaves which is added and attached, and also they are bifurcated also. Now here you can see the various forms of palmate compound leaf, like how many types of compound leaf you are able to see. First one is having only one leaf at one side of bifurcation of main midrib. In second there is two leaf. In third there is three leaf. In fourth there is four leaf, and in fifth there is more than four leaves. Okay. So there is one midrib, and through one midrib by bifurcation only one leaf is found in the A diagram, two leaves is found in the B diagram, three leaves are found, and further on. So the name will be unifoliate for A, bifoliate for B, trifoliate for C, quadrifoliate for D, and multifoliate for E. Okay. After that you can see modification of leaves. When you see the different types of modification of leaf, you can see there that in this the leaves are having a straw like structure on its end, that is known as tendril. In stem also we had seen tendril, and leaves also we are going to see tendril, but the stem tendrils are more stronger than that of leaf tendril. Different types of leaf tendril you can see in the different type of plant as it is shown in the diagram. See, there are different types of plant which is having leaf tendril, as you can see here. Okay. Now in the next you can see leaflet hooks of bignonia. Here you can see the leaflet hooks of bignonia. The function leaflet, they are forming like a hook like structure. See, here it is a hook like structure you can see. Okay, in the leaflet. We had seen this in our modification of stem also. So basically there are some major function which is found in leaf as well as in stem, both modifications. Okay. Now there are some modification, different type of, for example here you can see spiny stipicules, which is a modification of leaf. Leaf apex spine is a modification of leaf. Leaf margin with his spines, modification of leaf. Leaf spine or phylocates, the modification of leaf. Leaf spines, leaf thorn is the modification of leaves. Here the stem thorns is there in the F diagram. You will not consider in the leaf modification because it is written stem thorn. Okay. Now you can see here leaf modified into bladder. When the leaf is forming a sac-like structure or a bladder-like structure, that is the modification of leaf into bladder. Here you can see in the diagram, in the A you can see it is forming a bladder-like structure, and here you are able to see. Okay. Here also in B leaf segment where it is written, also you are able to see the bladder-like structure. In C diagram you are able to see the leaf is modified into a bladder like structure. In last bladder cut, in the diagram you are able to see the LS of bladder. LS is a longitudinal section of the bladder. Okay, this is the diagram of a single plant, and different position and different structure you are able to see the diagram. Okay, now in pitcher plant also you can see the leaf is modified into bladder like structure. See, this is a dissection, it is having a gland also. Okay, now here you can see some insectivorous plant. In insectivorous plant, what will happen? The leaf is modified into for trapping insects. Okay, as you can see their morphology. Okay, long petiole in case of this. Here you can see hinge midrib, marginal teeth, all are the modification of leaf. In A, this is a diagram of Drosera. Okay, so these are the insectivorous plant. Leaf trap is also formed by the help of modification of leaf. Here rolled up leaf is also formed by the modification of leaf. Okay students, so these are the different types of modification. See students, this is not the thing which you can be explained by me or I can explain to all of you. These are the things which you have to study by your own, but also I am just giving you a brief idea. So all you have to do is to study by your own with the book and see different modifications shown in leaf, stem, root. Okay, and in our next class we will study what is inflorescence. From here the topic will become interesting. Okay, till now we had studied only the boring part, but from here the topic will become interesting and you will study what is inflorescence. Before starting this topic, I just wanted to give you an introduction that inflorescence is the position of flower on the plant is known as inflorescence. Okay, so yes, from our next class we will study what is inflorescence. Till then, revise whatever I had taught to you. Okay, and thank you.